Thailand votes after 3 leaders in 2 years. Trump says US talks with Iran, very good. More negotiations expected. US academic John Mearsheimer fights to purge his AI deepfakes. Iran-US prepare for Oman talks after deadly protest crackdown. India-Malaysia renew pledges to boost trade, collaboration. Voters in Thailand cast their ballots on Sunday in an election that pits a popular reformist movement against conservatives who retained power after the last vote, with former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra still casting a long shadow over Thai politics. The vote comes as the country faces weak economic growth, a tourism sector yet to fully recover to pre-pandemic levels, expanding cross-border cybercrime networks, and renewed tensions along the border with Cambodia, where clashes last year left people dead. No party is expected to win an outright majority, making coalition negotiations likely after results are announced later Sunday. The Progressive People's Party led opinion polls heading into the election. Its predecessor, Move Forward, won the most seats 3 years ago but was blocked from forming a government, and later dissolved by court order. Party leader Nathapong Ruangpanyawat said he expected voters to give his party a mandate to form what he called a people's government. US President Donald Trump said on Friday that Washington held very good talks with Iran, following a round of indirect negotiations in Oman. Iran also said it expects further negotiations with the United States, describing the discussions as taking place in a, quote, positive atmosphere. The talks were held in Muscat and were mediated by Oman, with the US and Iranian delegations communicating indirectly rather than meeting face-to-face. The discussions took place as a US naval group led by an aircraft carrier operated in Middle Eastern waters. Shortly after the talks concluded, Washington announced new sanctions targeting shipping companies and vessels linked to Iran's oil exports. US officials did not clarify whether the sanctions were directly related to the negotiations. The meetings marked the first talks between the two countries since the United States joined Israel in strikes on Iranian nuclear sites in June. American academic John Mearsheimer has spent months battling to remove deepfake videos of himself from YouTube, highlighting the growing challenge of AI-driven impersonation and online disinformation. Mearsheimer, a professor at the University of Chicago, said his office identified 43 YouTube channels publishing AI-generated videos using his likeness. Some clips falsely portrayed him making controversial statements on sensitive geopolitical issues. Several fabricated videos circulated widely, including one that also appeared on TikTok, falsely showing him commenting on tensions between Japan and China following remarks by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. Another AI-generated clip, aimed at Chinese audiences, claimed US influence in Asia was declining. Mearsheimer said the fake videos were designed to appear authentic, undermining public trust and honest discourse. He also criticized YouTube's reporting system, describing it as slow and cumbersome. Because channels could not be flagged unless his name or image appeared in titles or descriptions, his office was forced to file individual takedown requests for each video, requiring a dedicated staff member. Iran and the United States are preparing to hold talks on Friday in Oman, as Washington assesses whether diplomacy can make progress on Iran's nuclear program and other concerns, while not ruling out military action. The talks, confirmed late Wednesday after uncertainty over their timing and format, will be the first between the two countries since the United States joined Israel in strikes on Iranian nuclear sites in June. The U.S. delegation will be led by Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, while Iran's team will be headed by Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Oman has previously acted as a discreet mediator between the two rivals. Iran's foreign ministry said it has a responsibility to pursue diplomacy to preserve peace, and expressed hope that Washington would approach the talks with seriousness and realism. The meeting comes weeks after Iran experienced nationwide protests that rights groups say were met with a deadly crackdown by authorities. US President Donald Trump said on Thursday that Iran was seeking negotiations, adding that a US aircraft carrier group was positioned in the region. Trump has previously warned of military action, but has recently focused his rhetoric on preventing Iran from developing nuclear weapons. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthen bilateral trade and expand cooperation in sectors including semiconductors, defense, and technology. Modi is on a two-day official visit to Malaysia, his first since the two countries elevated relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership in August 2024. Speaking after talks at his official residence in Putrajaya, Anwar said the partnership spans trade and investment, food security, defense, healthcare, tourism, and innovation. He added that both governments are committed to implementing cooperation agreements swiftly. The two leaders witnessed the exchange of 11 agreements covering areas such as semiconductors, disaster management, and peacekeeping operations. Anwar said both sides would continue promoting local currency settlements for cross-border transactions, and expressed confidence that bilateral trade would exceed last year's level of $18.6 billion. Malaysia also agreed to support India's plan to open a consulate in the state of Sabah, on the island of Borneo.